Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too.
How are you feeling today?
Feeling great now that I'm with you.
Oh, I am so delighted to hear that. Now, would you do me the honor of introducing yourself and telling all of us what you do?
Absolutely. My name is Saeed Bilani. I am the founder and CEO of 21st Century AI. We're going to be launching it tomorrow at the keynote, so hopefully we'll see you there. But also, in addition to that, I'm also the founder and president of the Institute for Middle East Peace and Progress. In addition to that, I also teach leadership and ethics at the Harvard Kennedy School. Uh, also, recently graduated from Georgetown University, finished up my master's at Harvard in international education policy, and will be starting a Master of National and International Security, and in the fall will be commissioning as a Foreign Service Officer, so basically a U.S. diplomat at the State Department.
So, you are just a jack of all trades. You do the most and amazingly do it.
That's what they all say, jack of all trades, master of none.
Well, I think you're mastering some because it sounds to me you are an award winner here at the Global Forum for Education and Learning. How do you feel receiving this award?
Well, it's really a great honor, I got to tell you. I mean, top 100 visionary in education, that's something. Uh, even greater than the award or the conversations we're having, the networks we're making, the people we're meeting. I mean, I got up on stage, got my award, gave a speech, got down, and I had three people chasing me. Oh, I've been looking for you. Let's do this. Let's do that. You're the guy from the Middle East. You're the guy doing this. Let's collaborate. And I just think it's such a fascinating time, right? Especially right now in the post-COVID pandemic era, with respect to education. It's really a watershed moment. Really, a time that's going to define, the future for this country as well as internationally. Today I participated in a panel yesterday and a panel today. Today we were talking global education, right, and how we can kind of, um, you know, America first, but not America. America doesn't have to be alone. America's only as good as its partners, as its allies. And a sovereign, a stable Middle East is in the best interest of this country. Yesterday we were talking economy and jobs, right? The new jobs, right? It's a new era, and talking, finding solutions to problems. I think that's the most impactful aspect of this whole conference. The award is just a nice little cherry on top.
Yes, it is a cherry on top, but it's also validation that something you are doing is really resonating with the world and it is important, and it means you are important. So I know we are so used to being humble in the field of education, but I'm going to encourage you to celebrate and open your heart to receive all of the accolades that you so deserve. Now, what has your experience so far been with the Global Forum for Education and Learning? What do you think you might do next year? Do you think you might come back?
Oh, absolutely. As long as you give me a call, I'll be here. But no, really, like education is the great equalizer. It's and the biggest conversations we're having is about how we can kind of bridge the divide, right? Tomorrow we'll be talking about my keynote will be centered around the digital divide, right? And over the last 20 years, and with respect to the 21st Century AI, I'll be launching that prototype. And what that is really is how can we bridge the divide? Today we were talking bridging the divide, the U.S. to global divide. Yesterday it was the U.S. economic divide. How are we going to create more jobs in the post-COVID economy? Tomorrow we're going to be talking about how we can kind of move into the next American decade, right? And kind of set the chapter for this next century, right? And through this century. And that will be through automation, through artificial intelligence. Many people tell you automation, it's going to be the end of us. It's going to take away our jobs. That was the big concern yesterday. But automation doesn't have to be the end of us. It could be augmenting our economy, our workforce, our skills. So with respect to the 21st Century AI, very passionate about it, and I think that's what I really want to center my talk about tomorrow. I've been planning how we should approach it, and I think the digital divide, it could be closed through artificial intelligence. And in particular, what we're talking is the school shooting crisis, which has become a epidemic in this country. Over the last year, we may have not heard much about it because we've been virtual. We've gone online. But we're going to be going back to school soon. And 21st Century AI, it works in a three-pronged model. It detects, locates, and alerts of potential school shooters. The way it works is CCTV cameras are programmed to detect school shooters. So it's programmed with the silhouettes of weapons, such as assault rifles, or guns, or knives, or shields, or whatever it may be. And upon a purported school shooter entering a school, what it would do is it would detect the shape of the gun. and then it would geoposition. It would triangulate the location, send it off to the local authorities, send it off to students, teachers, and staff via a supplementary app, and that would be the alert. And really, the idea is it's no final act, of course. This is not going to be the end of the school shooting crisis, unfortunately. It's only going to happen through policy change. That's hopefully something we could lead the conversation about. But this is, utilizing what we have in front of us. We have artificial intelligence, it's on the rise. Automation, machine learning. And the beauty of machine learning is that this prototype, with time and with practice, it can continue to improve. So we're looking now at an 85% accuracy rate. But within a year, we can get up to as good as 99% accuracy rate. Like I said, this is no final resolution, but it's intended to do what we can for the time being to save lives.
Yes, and I hope that your peace education talks, those peace talks are a part of this process, because to me, humanizing the human experience is the most radical way to change anything above any policy development that can absolutely sustain the practice of the behavior and the mindset. Yet it sounds to me that your energy radiates that peace, that calm that the world really needs to explore more.
Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Every year, parents pray and politicians promise an end to this epidemic, and we're kept with the same thing, and this is human life. It's the most precious of human life. It's vulnerable youth, and it really breaks my heart, to see it continue to happen without any change. The impetus to this 21st century AI was, I live just close to the Parkland Senior High, the site of the last large-scale school shooting in America, which was back in 2018, the Parkland Senior High School shooting in Parkland, Florida. And I have a friend who lost his sister, unfortunately. And just over the last the anniversary of the tragedy, it kind of gave me the fervor that we have to do something, right? We can continue to have policy debates, and we're not going to get anywhere. And unfortunately, that's the case because of the political back and forth. Whether you're on the left or the right, everyone has a stake in this argument, unfortunately. And the greatest stake should be human life, as you said. There's nothing more precious than that. And if we can save it, if we can protect it, I'm willing to do that.
And I hope those peace education talks through the healing that is intended to do. Now, how do we learn more about your work, and how do we stay connected to you?
Absolutely. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. It's all going to be the same. That's SAID BILANI, Said Bilani, at Said Bilani. And you can find me on saidbilani.com. If you'd like to contact me for business inquiries, contact at saidbilani.com. To stay in touch with respect to the 21st century AI, it's going to be 21st century AIEYE, just like the eye, just like the camera. .com or at 21st Century AI on all the social media platforms. Shoot me a message, drop me a line, let's talk.
Thank you so much for sharing today and for everything that you're doing, for your contributions to the field. Congratulations again, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you. I'll be here. As long as you're here, I'll be here.
Thank you. Thank you, Said.